Hey folks, welcome back to the shop. Frank here. Time to get back on the fixture plate for the rotary table. Last time we were prepping the plate, cut it into a circle, drilled some holes in it. Now it's mounted on the rotary table. The table was trammed in. We did that last time. So next step is to go ahead and mill the top surface of the plate and make sure it's nice and true. And then we can start drilling and tapping the holes necessary to, make a fixture plate useful. So that's what we're going to get on right now. All right, so I've got a very sharp shell mill here. I'm going to deck this plate. I'm going to take 20 thousandths off now. Got my quill DRO set. All right, I'm not happy with that. I'm going to take another couple of thousandths off. That's not working. I'm going to try something else. All right, so this is different shell and mill. It has a 45 degree chamfer on the bottom corner. So this should do a much better job. Not to mention faster tip speed. Since it's larger diameter, it's also much sharper. Let's see what we get here. All right, I'm trying to clean up that corner that I messed up with the countersink. All right, I'm centered now over this hole. All right, I've got the fixture plate aligned with the 00 on the DRO, and it's also the same as the 00 on the rotary table. So I've got the plate aligned to the rotary table, 1, 2, 3 blocks around it to separate the two so I can drill through. I've also got this groove aligned with the 30-degree mark on the rotary table. So done all that off camera. I'm getting ready to start drilling some holes. So I'm going to go 2, 3, 4. Let's see, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I'm continuing to drill various clearance holes and of course threaded holes. Done with the threaded holes. They're on a 45, 22 and a half, 90 degree array, and then the recessed holes are on a 60 degree arrangement, which is what the T-slots are. So these are for the T-slots. So it looks odd because of different arrangements, but there's a method to my madness here. So that's a 1/2 inch through hole for hold down bolts, and then this is the recess 3/4 inch, and I'll drill a 3/4 inch deep counter bore. And I'm using my Quill DRO to set that depth each time. All right, so I think I'm done here with the holes in this plate. I did make one mistake. I drilled this hole at 4 inches and I should have drilled it at 5, so it interferes with this hole here, but it doesn't affect the usefulness of the table. The other holes are at 5 inches. It's not a big deal, but it is a mistake. So, but otherwise everything else spaced out fine, and I've got some pinholes, 1/2 inch pinholes, as well as the slots that I can put a fence in. So, for example, I can fit. Yeah. That's a nice tight fit. So 1/2 inch pieces of tool steel will fit in the slots. Snug fit, but just need to take the corner off of these. There's a little burr on the corner, and so I can set up a 90 degree fence, for example, if I need to. So I'm done. At least I think I'm done. I do need to, I'm almost done. I need to fabricate the pin to locate this in the center. So that's all that's left to do. I have, hopefully I get that here in the next day or so. I'm going to leave it set up on here for the time being. Okay, so I got my, this is the number 4 Morse taper. So I can tell I need to cut that off, and then we'll turn this. Now this is potentially hardened, I think it probably is, so I may not be able to turn it. We may have to anneal it, but we'll see. We'll put it in the lathe and see if we can turn it. Maybe a little bit of a challenge since it's tapered. That may be an issue. All right, so my plan is to bore out the hole in the fixture plate to fit this diameter. Which is 1.245, 1.246, 1.245, and 5. All right, we'll put the fixture plate back on here. It won't matter how it's aligned because we're just going to bore it to fit this diameter. And then what will happen is when I put the plate on here, it'll index on this pin, but this pin won't go the full depth, so I won't have risk of hitting this hardened steel, you know, with the fixture plate, since the fixture plate's thicker. But this will provide the index for the plate. I have to be careful about, if I drop this in there, I will have to take this off the table in order to remove it. So be careful about that. All right, so I'm going to bore this out to fit the top of this Morse taper. Got the boring head set up. All right, so we're shooting for 1.245. .148. Got about 100 thousandths, 97 thousandths. So we'll take, let's take 30 off the diameter. That'll be 60 off, 30 off the radius. That'll be 60 off the diameter. Okay. All right, 1.208. .208, 37 thousandths off the diameter, or 15, let's see, 18 thousandths off the radius. So let's just take 10. Don't want to overshoot this. It's going to be a little bit less, I think. .220. 1.220, like 24 thousandths. So we'll take another 10, and that'll get us real close. I want it to be a decent fit because I'm going to use it to locate this plate on top of the rotary table. .240. 1.244. All right, so at this point I'm going to go ahead, I've got the DRO set for 00. Tables were locked. I'm going to move off to the side here. Check our, I think we're real close. I think we may be there. Because this is a taper, all I'm using is this largest diameter here where the taper was stopped. I haven't changed the circumference of this. I cut the boss off at the top of the taper. It may be just a hair. I'm going to do a spring pass. Let's get back to our 00 mark. All right, and let's just do a spring pass. All right, we're there. Okay. All right, I'm going to take this apart. We'll come back with the taper shank in the table and we'll fit the fixture plate on it. All right, so this is the number 4 Morse taper. All right, so that then locates it. I'm going to turn it over and do one more op. I'm going to go ahead and chamfer this edge. All right, I've got the shell mill with the 45-degree chamfer on the bottom edge of it. So we're just going to run around the plate and take just a little, take 1/8 of an inch or something off. using the convex side of this file, and the burrs off these slots. All right, I think that worked great. I had my end mill set to just barely touch the plate and rounded the corner there. I think it's just, getting the right radius and, getting the arc at the right point so that it intersects its tangent to the two sides. Just requires some setup time, but that worked great. So I've got, I think it's exactly what I expected it to do. I'm happy with that. Got enough holes in here to put clamps pretty much anywhere they're needed. So that worked out great. All right, folks, that's going to wrap up this fixture plate for the rotary table. I think it worked great, exactly as I had hoped it would. So I've got no complaints about that. Leave me a comment if you think I missed something or if I didn't anticipate something that I should have, if you are familiar with this kind of a setup. But from what I can tell, it's working, as I'd hoped it would. So thanks for watching. See you next time.